So today we're going to try something a little bit different. A lot of you have mentioned in the comments of my past videos that you'd like to see me provide a little bit of commentary or analysis to the POV videos where I can kind of explain what I'm seeing in the moment and kind of provide some of my insight. I actually offered some of my analysis in the first episode of the On the Block series. You can check that out somewhere in the corner of this video. And I also tried out way earlier in the year, miking myself up and talking while I'm out shooting. Now, I don't think that's the best format for me, just because I always get kind of distracted, kind of forget that I'm mic'd up and should be talking while I'm out shooting. I'm gonna try that again in the future. We'll see how that goes. But you know, it's all kind of a work in progress. This channel, I still don't know what I'm doing. So I'm still playing around with different formats, trying to see what works and what doesn't work. But yeah, providing some of my insight is something I want to do more on this channel, and I think really makes the POV videos a lot more valuable to some of you. I do want to recognize though that some of you do find that my videos are a bit relaxing to watch, and so you know, I think the last thing you want is me rambling on in the background. So it's going to be a mixture of both, I think, for the future. But anyway, today's video, I'm going to be shooting in Times Square with the X100V as usual. I'm going to be providing a little bit of voiceover commentary to this video, just offer some of my insight to what I was seeing. So I'll see you all in the voiceover. Alright, so I actually started off in the garment district and I kind of make my way over to Times Square. I felt like I should just include this bit of the POV just because I was recording and I got a couple shots along my way there. By the way guys, this is all still pretty new to me, so bear with me with this first couple of tries doing this format. I'm sure as I continue to do it, you know, I'll get better at it and be able to provide better analysis. I actually haven't taken any photos yet today, so I'm gonna do some warm-up shots, and I see this interesting colorful wall here, and I figured it'd be a good place to get some shots and get the ball rolling. I sort of wait around here for a little bit since I don't see anything all too interesting, but I do get this shot here. Sort of wish I had a third person in this frame, kind of framed inside that colorful wall. Right after I take that photo, this guy walking his dog dressed in all white kind of appears out of the corner, and luckily for me, he walks right in front of that colorful wall. You can tell I'm really rusty right now, and I'm still warming up because I failed to kind of frame him in that orange space. I walk over to the subway entrance and I kind of wait around and see if I can get a shot of someone walking out. So as I'm walking here, I actually noticed these mannequins across the street kind of posed in front of these windows. And I thought it was a pretty interesting scene and kind of speaks to the garment district. I see these reflections and try to see if I can make something interesting out of it. Ended up not finding anything worthwhile of shooting. I do, however, walk by this food stand and get this quick shot of this guy who's about to bite into some food. I noticed this lady standing here waiting to cross the street, and I really enjoyed how her overall look and presentation just fit perfectly in this area. But I ended up getting distracted by this boy who's crossing the street to my left, and he has one of those portrait drawings of him and his family from one of those street artists. Luckily, the lady that I was originally trying to take a photo of was still there waiting to cross the street. So I realized I have a little bit of time to work with here, and so I sort of wait for her hair to lift up in the wind, because I do realize that it is a little bit windy, and I think just a little strand of her hair being lifted up by the wind will help this photo a ton. Now you're probably thinking, wow, Faizal, how do you walk that fast? And, you know, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. I make a quick stop here to take a photo of these buildings, which are kind of layered on top of each other. It kind of reminded me of Tetris. So as you can see, I'm in Times Square now, and yeah, a lot more busier, way more people than where I was at before. And this isn't even Times Square in a normal year. I mean, the pandemic is still going on, so you can only imagine how many people are usually in this area. You know, in areas like this, like Times Square, that are so busy, so much is going on around you, it can be easy to get a little overwhelmed, you know, and start to not see anything despite so much happening around you. I kind of experienced that a little bit here later on in the video, but you know, you just gotta learn through experience to settle your brain down, settle your focus on something that you can manage. And actually, one thing I end up doing here is do a little bit of fishing, using the fishing technique and waiting for someone to walk into this crosswalk area where I have this, I don't know what you would call it, this steam thing coming out of the ground. But anyway, I'm trying to go for a shot where I have the steam coming out of someone's head. So it sort of looks like it's a thought bubble. I don't really get it here these first couple of tries though. Sort of give up on that corner and try going somewhere else. As I walk over to the other side, the steam kind of fills up the air around me, and so I try to get a quick shot of this guy next to me with the steam kind of surrounding him. This shot probably would have worked a lot better if he was facing me, because I think he was smoking, so it would have been interesting, you know, relation between him smoking and the steam around him. Figured I'd take the opportunity to let you all know that these photos in Times Square are all edited with my analog presets. I used them as a starting point to the edit, and I try to tweak them a little bit to make it sort of look like Portra 400. Let me know in the comments how successful I was at that. I noticed this guy standing on this corner with his arms behind his back and his hands are exposed. I get shots like this all the time, one because it's easy, and sometimes, you know, you just gotta get the easy shots to warm yourself up. And two, I just like to photograph people's hands. I think they're a great representation of who the person is. As you can see, I make my way back over to where I was trying to get the thought bubble photo to happen. I still don't see anything happening and sort of lose patience. Instead, I make my way over to the other side, and I see this other steam stack, so I try and see if I can make another attempt at that thought bubble photo. Now, this was a lot closer to what I was trying to get. Still not perfect. You can see I have the thought bubble sort of coming out of the guy in the striped jacket, but this lady's kind of infiltrating his thought, so it didn't really work out. And then I got a couple more shots here of just the steam cloud in the heads of these people. Still not exactly what I was looking for. I probably could have had the heads of these people framed a little bit lower so that steam cloud was just above their heads instead of their heads inside the steam cloud. As I said earlier, I was sort of not really seeing anything despite so much going on. So I kind of make my way over here where there's a lot more people. And my battery ran out, unfortunately. It's too bad because I actually took 2 photographs that I actually really liked while the battery or GoPro was dead. This shot of this lady with this scarf wrapped around her. I just liked how the pink kind of matched well with the red chair and tables. She has her hands kind of wrapped in her scarf and she's trying to warm up. I also like the free healing prayers sign off in the distance. Now this was this was a funny shot, kind of creepy. So I guess there was some kind of horror movie trailer playing on this huge billboard, and I saw these, you know, screaming faces like flashing. So, you know, I thought, oh, that's a great background to utilize and see if I can frame someone within it. So I see this guy, or these 2 gentlemen standing here, waiting around, and I kind of get on my knees and frame this guy who thankfully has a cool looking hat. I got another shot of this with this lady screaming. Yeah, I think I like this one better just because it's less disturbing. So I do end up realizing my GoPro's dead, so I switch out my batteries. And we're back in business. I go back up to this free healing prayer sign, and I let this lady who's on her jog run into the frame. So here I do a technique that I like to do a lot, and that's raise the camera up near my head so it's already in position to take a photo of whoever or whatever walks in front of me. It ends up paying off because I get this shot of this couple who walks right in front of me, and I want to take the time to go over this image because there's a lot going on here that you might not notice right off the bat. First, I like how these 2 people are like mirror images of themselves. They both have these sunglasses, both wearing their masks underneath their nose. Pro tip, please wear your mask properly and cover your nose. But what I love about this image is the guy's eyebrow and how it's raised up the way it is. He looks very curious to what's happening behind me. And if you didn't notice it already before, there's a cartoon character in the background giving the same exact raised eyebrow. I should also point out the other billboard way in the background that looks like she's fiddling with the guy's hair. And also this lady in the background in all black, she's looking down on the ground, kind of sad, but there's this little heart right on her shoulder, which I thought it was a nice touch. So I keep on moving here, and I see this lady with bright white hair. Not too sure if it's a wig or not, but I don't know. I kind of got some Harley Quinn vibes just from her hair and the background. Probably could have included the full sentence in the background that reads, "Love is the answer." But yeah, I don't think I was really reading what the billboard said. I keep my finger on the trigger. Yeah. Sounds like I'm about to shoot someone, jeez. No, I keep my finger on the shutter button as I turn here and snap this shot of this very curious looking girl. And I'm lucky enough to get her sort of mid-step looking up around Times Square. And yeah, I love this shot. So as you can tell, we're no longer in Times Square, just outside of it actually, because I'm actually walking towards Central Park, where I ended up filming another future video on this channel using Portra 800. But I wanted to just include this because I get a photo here of these kids playing in the steam, which I really enjoy. And that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for watching and making it through to the end if you're still here. This is my first go around with this format, so I'll do my best and try to make sure the next one is a lot better and has better analysis. But this is something I want to continue to do in the future for this channel because not only do I think it benefits you guys, but it's also beneficial for me to just sit back and talk about my own photos and dive deeper into them. But yeah, that's all for me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and leave a comment below on what you would like to see me do differently, or maybe some new cameras you'd want to see me shoot with. I'll see you all in the next one.